Hey guys, it's Kaylee. Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another What Sold video. I'm going to share my sales numbers from last week on all the platforms that I sold on and include some highlighted sales so you know what you can look for when you're out at the thrift store.
All right, so I didn't do a video last week mainly because I was having a really bad sales week and ultimately did not make that much money for last week, and because of that I wanted to work really hard to get a bunch of items up. That way I could bring up my income for this week. So just wanted to quickly follow up on last week. I'm not going to share any items from last week, but I did want to let you know I had a rough one. I sold 48 items across all platforms for a gross sales total of only $984.13. So really far below what I normally do, but I definitely think that that is because I took 2 weekends off, and so I'm not upset with myself. I needed the time off, but just jumping back in, I really worked hard to put up more items, be more active on the platform, and did not take this past weekend off. So with that in mind, for this week's sales, it definitely went up. On eBay, I sold a total of 37 items for a gross sales total of $1,089.75. This made my average sale price $29.45, and then my total cost of goods on eBay was $110.70. A few items from eBay that I wanted to show you. This first one is a vintage 70s jumpsuit. I really just was drawn to this because of its crazy pattern. It's listed for $75 and I sent out offers to watchers for $60, and it did sell via the global shipping program, so this is going overseas. Come across anything unique like this, I would definitely say to pick it up, as long as it's not a costume and rather it is an actual piece of clothing. Next is this Johnny Was piece. If you've watched my haul videos, I was really excited to find this. This is the first time I found Johnny Was that was kind of bright and colorful, which is what they are known for. I didn't find an embroidered piece, but I was happy to find this. I was able to do a quick Google search and found out what the style name was, which I think is important on some clothing items. So this was just a cold shoulder floral top. It felt like silk, but it was actually rayon. And here is the tag if you're not familiar. And I had this listed for $59.99, and it did sell at full price and it sold really quickly. And I think part of the reason was because I found the style name and was able to do quick comps, price accordingly based on the style name. So the style name was called Floral Fusion. And so I think that really helped to sell the item. So this item sold for full price $59.99 within a couple days. Another quick sale, this is another recent find. This is the brand Cool, which is like an outdoor hiking similar to Patagonia, I think. The North Face, I guess it could be classified under that. I thought this would take longer to sell because it was a size extra small, but it felt in almost new condition. And here is the logo if you're not familiar. Really important to know that logo because their stuff can sell for quite a bit of money. It's pronounced cool and it's spelled Kuhl as you see here. I was also, along with this one, able to find the style name for this with just a quick search on Google and found that this one retailed for $179. I listed mine for $59.99 and I accepted an offer of $53.99 for this, and this did sell within a couple of days. All right, this next item is a brand that I absolutely love picking up, and I think a lot of people pass on. If I come across a unique piece or a vintage piece, I almost always pick it up. The brand is Lauren Ralph Lauren. Here is the tag. This one was actually new with tags, which is one of the main reasons I picked it up. Plus, with the Tiger King and Joe Exotic phase going on, I thought that this was on trend. This is just a tiered maxi skirt, and I just thought that it was a good staple item that a lot of people are looking for. New attack, so I picked it up. I listed it for $45 and I accepted an offer of $35. Next are these Lululemon bootcut flare yoga pants. I did not look up the style name for this because it can be quite time consuming if you don't have something like that really sticks out that you can search. If you do have Lululemon pieces and you have something that is easily identifiable, you can go on to lulufanatics.com and find the style name there. And I do think that it really helps to sell the item. But unfortunately, I did not have enough information, like maybe if there was a stripe across the waistband or floral pattern, I would have been able to identify it, but I just didn't feel like I had the time. So I just listed them, described them really quickly, and a lot of people don't pick up the Lululemon flare or boot cut because they think that the skinny leg is in, but I have sold many of these and they sell pretty quickly for me. So these were just like I said, a yoga pant. I had them listed for $35. I sent out offers to watchers and it quickly sold at $31.50. Next are these pair of Fabletics women's mid-rise black leggings. These were an ankle length, or I guess you could say they were maybe cropped. They had a little bit of an interesting detail. They had mesh cutouts right here. It's kind of hard to tell in the picture. And then they had the pink taping. Here is the Fabletics logo. Like Lululemon, a lot of the owners will cut out the size tag on the inside, so you actually usually don't know the size. All I do is do measurements based on how it looks, and based on the measurements, I come up with the size, and then down in the description, I make sure to say that I base the size off of the measurements below. Fabletics is a great brand of leggings to pick up, and I usually pick them up as long as they have some sort of interesting, unique detail, which, like I said, these ones had the mesh cutouts, so I did pick those up. You can find these pretty inexpensively and pretty often, and for me, they flip very quickly. I had these listed for $24.99, and they sold at full price. Moving on to Poshmark, I sold a total of 21 items for a gross sales total of $485 for an average sale price of $23.10, and then my total cost of goods for everything on Poshmark was $64.40. Couple items I wanted to show you that sold on Poshmark last week. First one is this set of brown large Starbucks coffee mugs. These I think I've had for about a month now, but I mean a month's not long to sit on hard goods. Usually they take a lot longer. I don't sell a ton of mugs. I'm very, very selective, but I did know that Starbucks is desirable. I almost didn't pick these up because they're just a brown neutral color. Usually prints do better, but I picked them up because I could get them in a set. Put these on Poshmark because they do allow home items. They allow coffee mugs, and it's just kind of a trendy item because the brand is Starbucks. I had these listed, I think, for maybe 35 and they sold on an offer of 30 if I'm remembering correctly. And yeah, I think they took about a month to sell. Next is probably one of the more unique items that I've ever picked up. This was a really cool, really thick, heavy wool sweater. And this was like ombre in such an interesting way that I knew even if the brand wasn't something that people knew about, that it would get interest just because of how crazy unique it was. And usually when I'm at a thrift store, that's what I'm looking for, is something really out there that people cannot ignore. So this one just had really interesting color block details, and as you can see, I did have quite a bit of likes on it. I also had likes and interest on all the platforms I put this on. The brand was called Inka Maki. It was 100% wool. I don't know this brand. I picked it up simply for how it felt and its unique details. I think I had this listed at $45 and then we moved into the warmer months. So I actually was expecting to sit on this until fall, but to my surprise, I got an offer for 30, which I'm willing to take lower offers right now to sell those colder weather items. So I went ahead and accepted $30 and gave this a new home. Next is this Eddie Bauer women's snowflake merino wool sweater. Same thing. I think I had this listed for maybe 40, maybe, and accepted an offer of 35. It's hard to remember because Poshmark doesn't show you right here what it was at. But I picked this one up just because it was merino wool and then it had some interesting details. Eddie Bauer isn't typically a brand that I seek after, but some of their pieces can do well, and this had a lot of compensating factors. One main one being the merino wool, and then another one being its pattern. Because I could put Nordic or Fair Isle in the title, I went ahead and picked it up. And this was a great piece. It sold relatively quickly, and again, I just wanted to see it go because we are in the summer now. This item is a bag I picked up very recently. It is a brand called DV, which stands for Dolce Vita. I think this brand is sold at like Target or Kohl's or something like that. Here's the tag right here. Nothing special. This was actually faux leather, so nothing great on materials, but I just picked it up again for its bohemian style. Bohemian, Southwest Western, you can see I put in my description. These are all, again, keywords that bring eyes to the item. But once again, you want to make sure that you aren't just keyword spamming, that you're putting in things that would bring the right buyer. So this one sold very, very quickly and it sold at $25. Another cold weather item. It's funny that these are selling. And again, I'm willing to take lower offers on them just to get them moving so I don't have to wait until fall. This is a Wool Lovers, and I did find out the style name because it was new with tags. So it was called the Navy Guernsey cardigan. Not sure how to pronounce that, but it was new with tags, made out of great materials, really quality wooden buttons. So I went ahead and picked that up. I think I had this listed at 40 or 45 and I accepted an offer of $32. Last item I wanted to show you on Poshmark was not an outstanding sale, but these are just a pair of men's New Balance brown leather hiking sandals. Whenever spring and summer hit, I sell a ton of men's walking hiking sandals, so I almost always pick them up no matter what the brand is. New Balance can be a good brand to pick up in the style. These ones obviously had a little bit of wear, but overall were in decent condition and they still sold for $25. I did have one sale on Mercari, and that was the last platform I sold an item on. These were a pair of Calvin Klein denim shorts that I just listed. I had them listed at $27. Someone went back and forth with me and we landed at $24. Picked these up just because high-waisted denim shorts are going to be really in this summer and they're already starting to sell for me. Some things that I look for are just high waist, short, doesn't really matter how short they are as long as they're somewhat short, that they kind of come in at the waist here. Sometimes vintage is a good thing. And then most importantly, I think having this back leather patch helps to sell denim jeans when they aren't a brand like Levi's. I think Calvin Klein, Levi's, American Eagle, there's a bunch of other ones, but I think definitely having this back patch helps to sell it and making sure that that's in decent condition. So these ones sold for $24 and I did include free shipping on that because I'm trying something new on Mercari with free shipping. So those are it for my highlighted sales. In total, last week I sold a total of 59 items and my sales did bounce back up. Nowhere near to what they were, but they are way up from last week. So I sold a gross sales total on everything last week of $1,598.75 with an average sale price of $27.10. That's quite down for me, but I'm working on getting that back up. I think with the economy, it's good to have lower priced items in your store to keep things moving. Then my total cost of goods for everything was $180.10.
Alright guys, that is it for what sold last week. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I should be back to my regular uploading schedule as far as what sold videos go. Hopefully I'll never have to skip a week again. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you in the next one.